You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I am your host, Onrie Compen. It is great to be here. Happy Good Friday. I hope you're all having a good Friday. We have a great show for you guys today. We're doing things a little bit differently. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot of bit differently. So for those of you guys who didn't see my post earlier, on social media, I have over the years have become a super backer on Kickstarter because I've backed over 225 campaigns. I'm proud of it, as a matter of fact. But a lot of these campaigns that I've backed have been at a retail level. And I've never gotten around to showcasing these books because people just send me their stuff. And for the longest time, things were so disorganized in my office space that I just had all these boxes stacked up. So today I finally went through everything and I put together a collection of books. You guys can see all the books over here. It's all indie, and I will go over everything. There will be FOMO books on this show too. And, but we're going to take a back seat to the back issues, and we're going to focus on indie today. But before we do all that, we're going to go over the bottom row of books as well. And as always, if you spend 25 bucks with me, you get to spin the wheel. And if you spend 50 bucks with me, you get free shipping on your order. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you guys about these books is these books are not going to be discounted. These books are going to be selling at retail price. And the reason why we're selling them at retail price is out of respect for the creators, who are very much in the same boat as I am. These people are putting together outside resources in order to make comics. And we're not just talking about Kickstarter. You don't go to Kickstarter until you have proof of concept. So the majority of people who make comics are bootstrapping them. They're saving up money doing other jobs, whether it's working a full-time day job or picking up odd jobs on the side. They are doing what they can or putting their own time in. They are the ones who are fueling these creative projects. All they're using Kickstarter to do is fund the print costs that are associated with the book. So if I start selling you guys these books at $5 a pop, we're actually doing a huge disservice to these creators. So we're going to be selling them at retail. There's going to be no markup on any of these books. We're just going to sell them at retail. And whatever sells, sells. And I hope you guys will consider supporting these creators, because many of them are my peers and many of them have books that you're not going to find at your local comic shop, let alone your local comic convention. These are creators from all parts of the U.S. And as you guys know, I travel to conventions all across the country. So I get to see people from the East Coast, the Midwest, and the West Coast. So I'm very fortunate in that regard. So this is an opportunity, a grand opportunity for you guys to get some really cool stuff today, and just expand your palette a bit. One thing Fabrice Sapolsky and I talk about, and you guys will see a lot of his books today, is the mindset of how comics are perceived in the United States versus how they're perceived in France. Now, in France, graphic novels are considered a true art form, and it isn't limited to just the idea of Marvel and DC comics. In fact, that is just a corner of the market. The larger market is made up of all kinds of different genres. Graphic novels are treated the same way any other faction of the book market is treated here in the U.S. Here in the U.S., though, we have a different system, and it's mainly supported by Marvel and DC. And as much as we love to see their success and we enjoy their content, it is really these independent creators who are pushing the boundaries of what this art form is really truly capable of. So I really hope you guys will consider supporting some of these titles. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to read over every single book too. So we're going to do pitches for every single book. It's going to be a pretty long-winded show. But we're going to start the way we always do and just go over bottom row stuff. So the first book I have here, welcome Lorena and welcome James Patrick. I have Batman 92. We have an Art Germ variant here. And this is going to go for just $5 today. Just keep it nice and simple. $5 on this Art Germ variant of Batman 92 featuring Punchline. This is her first full-on appearance. and it's a variant. I have Silk number 1. Silk number 1 is also going to go for just $5 today. This is the start of a new run by Maureen Gu and Takeshi Miyazawa. $5 on this. I have Daredevil number 15. This is the first appearance of Father Jordan, and this is going to go for $5 today. So you can own a key Daredevil book for $5. And this is part of Charles Soule's run, which is where we see the first appearance of Muse. And I'm actually catching up on Daredevil Born Again right now. I had to turn it off earlier because it was a little too much for Alan, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. Next up, we got from the new 52, Batman number 12. This also has a first appearance in it of a character who appears in the Batman universe. It's this hacker character, and they're trying to find out information about Batman. And it's also a gay character too, which is interesting. And I think you guys might like this issue. It's illustrated by Becky Cloonan, Scott Snyder on the story. I have this book in my collection too, because I'm trying to hunt down all of Scott Snyder's New 52 run. If you want this issue, Batman 12, it's going to go for $5. I have Thanos Death Notes number 1. Got a whole bunch of creators here. Groenbeck, Christopher Cantwell, who wrote Halt and Catch Fire, J. Michael Straczynski, and just a bunch of other creators who did this Thanos book here, Thanos Death Notes. Let's see, is this, I'm going to assume, I have to presume that this is more of an anthology of short stories, because there's a lot of artists credited here, but it's pretty cool. Unless, someone changes everything. And James, you're welcome for the speedy delivery. You paid up, and I took care of you, man. I hope you flip those books quickly. I hope they do well for you. So Thanos Death Notes is going to go for just $5 today. I have Rat City number 1. This is kind of like Spawn 2099, and this is the first issue, first appearance, and it's going to go for $10. Yeah, I figured it's going to take a little while. You got a big stack there. I have Predator versus Black Panther number 1. This is going to go for $10 today for Predator versus Black Panther number 1 by Benjamin Percy and Chris Allen. The one thing I kind of like that they did here was they personified the Predator. It's kind of an interesting concept. Not something I expected them to do. That's going to go for $10. I have the Monkey Prince, which is a limited series, and this is the A cover by Bernard Chang. This is going to go for just $3 today. It's got to move. It's one of those, hey, I got to get rid of the Monkey Prince. Oddly enough, I was actually contracted to write a film treatment about the Monkey King, and I worked on it with Dak a number of years ago. Never went anywhere, but still nice getting money to do something like that. Daredevil Black Armor number 1. This is a limited series where Daredevil is back in his black armor. This is going to go for $8 today. $8 on Daredevil Black Armor number 1. We got a cover here by Mark Bagley and interiors by Netho Diaz. Really good artist. I have Captain Carter number 1. Captain Carter number 1 features the first appearance of Peggy Carter as Captain America or Captain Britain or whatever. She's the one who gets the super soldier serum. Now, she made her first appearance in the very first episode of What If on Disney Plus. But if you decide you want to pick up Captain Carter number 1, it's going to go for $10 today. First appearance. Shalabolics. What did you guys all think of the Fantastic Four trailer? Jay and I were making jokes about it yesterday. because the female Silver Surfer, who's actually a character. There was no gender swapping for those of you who don't know. Shalabal is actually the male Silver Surfer's wife. She actually gets turned into a Silver Surfer too. So there might be a big backstory there, but her name's Shalabal. And I was telling Jay and I were talking, he was more excited about Superman than Fantastic Four. And I'm like, well, Superman has hope, but the Fantastic Four has the invisible woman. And, we started making jokes about Shalabolics. So there you go. That's where that came from. No, I didn't have a sex change up, unfortunately. Male Silver Surfer is still riding the skyways somewhere in a different dimension, I bet. I got Hulk number 6. This is the first full-on appearance of the Titan Hulk personality, a really interesting concept that was explored by Donny Cates and Ryan Ottley's run, where basically Bruce Banner hijacks the Hulk's body and starts commanding it, and commands it like a starship. And basically the Hulk's personality is locked away and is kind of like the fuel for the ship that is run by Banner. It's a really interesting Star Trek meets, I would honestly just say Severance. It's kind of like Star Trek meets Severance, in the sense that there's multiple personalities and Banner's keeping things from the Hulk personality, and something much darker lurks, and that is Titan. So the concept was, what happens when the Hulk, if Banner has a Hulk, how come the Hulk doesn't have a Hulk? And Titan is that answer. A very great run. It lasted only 14 issues. And Ryan Ottley is a champion because he had to come in and complete the run. Because what happened was Donny Cates got into a really bad car accident and was incapacitated for a long time. He could not work in comics. So he just kind of like dropped off the map. And he was firing on all cylinders. I mean, he brought us Snow. He was doing really great stuff with Thor, with the God of Hammers. And he was also working on Hulk with Ryan Ottley from Invincible, and they had this great big idea in mind. And after everything with Cates happened, Ottley stepped in and finished this run and really did a great job with sticking the landing with it, because there are so many runs. Like Superior Iron Man is a great example of something that just kind of starts and builds and then just goes nowhere. Even though it's great, it just goes nowhere. But anyway, this was a really great run, and this is the key book in that run. This is going to go for $10 for Hulk number 6, first appearance of Titan. No, I didn't get to see the behind-the-scenes Superman footage yet. I'm looking forward to it, though. I'll check it out later. I have Spider-Gwen number 20 by Jason Latour. And this is going to go for just $3 today. This is $3 for Spider-Gwen number 20. This just has to move. And then I have Joker number 3. This is from James Tynion and Gilliam March's run. I don't know if it's Gilliam or Gilliam March. But anyway, Joker number 3, it's a 15-issue run. This one is a great issue. Joker really doesn't make he's more of the understudy of this. This is really a story that's told from the perspective of Commissioner Gordon, who's no longer commissioner. He's now on the hunt for the Joker, and he gets paid by a very wealthy benefactor to hunt down and kill the Joker. And he is now traveling to the Corto Maltese to find the Joker. And in this issue, they have a really interesting run-in. It's very well done. Highly recommend this. And issue 3 is going to go for just $3 today. That's it. It's yours. And then I have the Robin King from Death Metal. This will also go for just $3 today. It's just got to move. Keeping it nice and easy. $3. All right, now we are moving into indie territory. Thank you very much, James. Got that Joker for you. Get another book up here. I have Absolute Power number 4 here. It is a foil variant. Really beautiful book here. This is going to go for just $10 for Absolute Power number 4. Robin King. Awesome. Another book for you. And anybody who picks up that Absolute Power 4 at 10, I have a number 1 that I'm selling at 3 as well. So if you want to get them both together, that'll be $13. I'll knock it down to 12 if you want to do it. Okay, Power gets clean. Did you want to throw on issue 1 as well? James, let me know. I'll do them both for 12. Yeah, both. Okay, cool. Moving through stuff. Okay. Up. I have Dark Knight's Metal number 1. That's going to go for $3. And Deadpool number 1, that's going to go for $3 as well. Okay, now we're ready to move into indie territory. And you guys can make claims. Anytime you make claims on the board today, I will swap it out with something else. All right, so the first book we have here is a really special book that was funded on Kickstarter last year. And it's called Ripple Effects. I'm going to tell you guys all about this right now. So there are multiple forwards in this book by Gail Simone, who's currently writing Uncanny X-Men, Todd Stashwick, who's writing Star Trek Picard, and 12 Monkeys. He's the writer of that. And then Matthew No, who's a librarian in Harvard Medical School. And then there's an afterword by John Jennings, who worked on Silver Surfer and Kindred. So just a little bit about what Ripple Effects is about. So Ripple Effects explores life as a superhero with an invisible illness. In a world that is no stranger to superheroes, George Gibson is invulnerable to physical harm, but fights every day to stay alive. Living with an acute case of type 1 diabetes, his invincibility is offset by a defective pancreas that must be monitored and treated daily. This incurable disease makes George's body both his greatest strength and his eternal weakness. Ripple Effects was the winner of the Dwayne McDuffie Award for Diversity in Comics in 2023, as well as being nominated for an Eisner Award and a Harvey Award. Striving to increase awareness and representation for individuals with invisible illness and disabilities, Ripple Effects, the deluxe features afforded by Eisner and Harvey Awards winning writer Gail Simone. So there's just all the people that did all the forwards and afterwards that I already mentioned, and art, as well as an art gallery pairing young artists who have invisible disabilities and illnesses with superstar comic artists. Now, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the publisher of this series, Fanbase Press. I had the honor of interviewing Barbara Dillon, who is the co-founder of Fanbase Press last year. They are the publishers of this really gorgeous book here. I mean, it is just such a beautiful presentation. Really good work with the end papers here that you can see, like, it's got a little design. And the book itself is by Jordan Hart. And what they do is, these creators, they select a creator that they're going to support fully. They're like, we're going to help you bring your project to life. We're going to publish your book. We're going to make everything happen. But they chase projects that really matter to them. And they work really hard, and they have put together a really wonderful presentation with this book here, which looks absolutely gorgeous. And I couldn't help but support them when they had their Kickstarter campaign. Really great book. So this book is going to go for $40 today, and I'm just going off of the retail price here. When I backed the campaign, I actually gave them $50, but they sent me the book, so we'll put it at $40. James, if you're claiming it and you're cool with it, it's yours. And there's only one copy of Ripple Effects. However, don't get discouraged. There are other books that are coming here, and I have multiple copies of all of them. If you guys are interested in securing a copy of Ripple Effects for your collection, there are plenty of opportunities to do so, whether it's through me or someone else. You can go to rippleeffectscomic.com, which is right here. You can just go to rippleeffects.com. And you can also go to fanbasepress.com. So fanbasepress.com. And they, I'll just write the links in here. We're doing the show. Might as well. Thank you very much, James. You are killing it. You are carrying the show. Ripple Effects comic.com or fanbasepress.com. Oh, wow. Jay's making sure that I'm, being held accountable for my spins. All right, we'll do it. All right, so I just sent the links right now to where you guys can go and check out more from Fanbase Press. James, thank you again for picking up Ripple Effects. I hope it makes a wonderful gift for your son. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. All right, let's keep moving here. The next book I have here is really interesting. It is a martial arts book, and it's called A Fistful of Pain. And it's got a really cool die-cut cover. And it's put out by Comics Tribe. And the creator of this, the publisher of this series, he runs a really great service called Comics Launch to help other comic book creators with their Kickstarter campaigns. It's a really great service. Now, this is another hardcover bound book. I'm going to read to you what it's about, and then we're going to look inside a little bit. Jin and Sloan spent their childhood fighting over the family pet Gilgamesh, a 4-ton fire-breathing dragon. The family is torn apart when Sloan turns to a life of crime after stealing Gilgamesh, forever corrupting the creature's heart. In their stark future, the estranged sisters reunite for a final knockdown, drag-out kung fu battle as an opulent boat and a tale that's about much more than violence and sororicide. I don't even know what that means. Sororicide. Prepare yourself for an emotional exploration of how nothing can hurt us worse than family. That is a deep concept, and it's also very true. Nothing can hurt you more than family, and the reason is because your family knows all your vulnerable points. So this is a very interesting concept here, and it's a really unique presentation. Again, we got this really cool die-cut cover book here. We're going to say this book is probably about close to about 100 pages, I want to say, and there's a lot of extra content in there, and some really, again, really cool art here. Let's see if we can pop open something else too. Very interesting presentation here. It comes with a bookmark as well, which is really cool. And it is going to go for $45 today. So $45 on this one. This one has a pretty high price tag on it, but I think you're actually getting a deal on this. I would charge $50 for this. But $45 is the publisher's asking price. That's what we're going to sell it for. And again, this is a really cool, unique presentation here. Very cool book. And speaking of martial arts, because I'm all about the martial arts, what's going on here? Are comments coming through? Can you guys can someone make a comment just so I can make sure that I can see your comments? Okay, there you go. There we go. I see it. All right, awesome. Somebody wrote that after a weird dream they had from eating too much super hot Szechuan chicken one night. Very possible, James. Very possible. All right, the next book we have here is Intertwined by Fair Square Graphics. This is written and created by Fabrice Sapolsky. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here. Fabrice, he co-created Spider-Man Noir. He was not very happy with how he was treated at Marvel, and so he broke off to do his own thing. Intertwined is sort of like his way of continuing the story that he would have wanted to, but through a different character. And not only through that character, he also went to tell on a much more deeper story. The thing about his creation with Spider-Man Noir was that he really wanted the character to be more targeted towards. He was a civil rights. He was a civil rights fighter. You know, I forget what they call them. Not freedom fighters. But he was social justice warrior. He was a true social justice warrior, not a keyboard warrior. But you know, it was all about social justice. And you know, Marvel turned it into what they turned it into. So I think a lot of his anguish with Marvel is the fact that they took his character and broke it down to its base principles and basically said, anything you contributed to this character is meaningless to us. We just want the core principle of what Spider-Man Noir is. Here's a check. Have a nice day. And that wasn't good enough for Fabrice, which is what led him to create Intertwined. And something that he takes very, very personally and with great pride is this book right here, which he will tell you himself is his bestseller at all conventions. And it is a gorgeous book. I read it and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It takes place in New York, but it starts out in China. And it's about this kind of like he's kind of a superhero. He's from Hong Kong, and he basically, his uncle is the hero, and then his uncle dies, and he basically goes on to take his uncle's over his uncle's legacy. But he meets other heroes along the way who are from different cultural backgrounds, and he also meets a Jewish girl who is also a martial artist too. And she gets her own story in here. And this is actually a collection of books. There's another way to experience Intertwined, but this is the latest edition that came out, and it's like the omnibus edition. And this is a really beautiful presentation here. You got this really nice gold foil cover here. And again, it just looks nice. Like this looks like it belongs on your bookshelf. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I have a copy myself. Here's another one for you guys. This is going to go for $40 today for Intertwined, The Spirits of Wu Jing. You guys will really like this, I promise. Really great artwork in here, too. The artist is... I forgot the name of the artist. Hang on. There's like backup content in here too. Like Fabrice added so much stuff. It's really kind of similar to what we did with East and Shin by adding all the backup content. Like there's character designs and then like notes, like writing notes, and then like there's an afterword. You know, it's got all kinds of stuff. All right. Fred Pham Chung. So that's him and Fabrice right there. You guys can see them there. So Intertwined is going to go for $40, and I only have one copy of this too. So feel free to call it at any point. And now we're going to move to different items that are going to be a little bit cheaper and give you guys a chance at entry points on certain titles and give you a chance to enjoy what these creators have put out there. We're going to start off with Beowulf, which is a really cool indie series by Grant Landcard, who's based in Pittsburgh. So the book has a log line, which is, can a teen girl, a cat, and a 30-something slacker defeat a 2-ton dragon? It's a really, really interesting question. The concept of the book is as follows. Hazel, a suburban teen, is shocked to discover that her cat, Mooney, can talk when they discuss what they've both had a vision of, a dragon waking from a 1,000-year nap. Mooney has the idea to track down the one man who they know is capable of going toe-to-toe with the dragon, the legendary warrior Beowulf. Activist. There you go. Thanks, Chris Nash. Unfortunately, it turns out Beowulf has been reincarnated as a 30-something slacker named Victor. Can Mooney and Hazel get Victor in shape to face his fears by going head-to-head against the dragon? Beowulf combines magic, humor, and most importantly, cats to cast a spell on the reader. This is actually a really fun read. I've read the whole series, and it's been a lot of fun. It's very lighthearted. It's funny. This is Victor right here, the main character. He's kind of like a Owen Wilson from Idiocracy, who has, been reincarnated as Beowulf. It's a really interesting and fun story. Everything is right there for you. The artwork is also sensational too. Sorry, I'm opening to the same page. Let's open to different pages so you can see different spreads here. And it's very it's very light and easy reading, and it's a very good book. And this guy has been putting out his series for a long time now. He's had multiple successes on Kickstarter, and he's just overall a really great guy. So we got Beowulf, the softcover graphic novel, going for $20 today. Again, a really beautiful book here. I don't think you'll regret picking this one up. And then we're going to go with another independent series called Depowered, which is going to go for just $6 today for Depowered #1. It is also signed by the creator. You see his signature right there. Depowered, created by Bob Gar Ornelas and John Westhoff. And it was edited by Chuck Pino. So Chuck Pino edited this book. Trying to see if I can find out what this is about, but we kind of have an idea based on the cover concept of what it is. There seem to be some mini stories in here. And it's just going to go for $6. I will bag and board this for you if you pick it up. So we have Depowered #1 going for just $6. Another independent comic book series you can check out today. And then we got the Snow White Zombie Apocalypse one-shot. So this is done by Brenton Hengel and Hyendo Park. So he worked with a Korean artist on this one. And it was published by Scout, but Brendan has been pushing it on his own. And man, this is some gorgeous artwork here. Really beautiful book. And Snow White Zombie Apocalypse also comes signed by Brendan. See his signature on the cover. And it's basically about Snow White waking up in the zombie apocalypse. And it's got kung fu elements and all kinds of cool stuff in there. And like I showed you guys, there's some really wicked art, some really cool coloring in here. Very vibrant and gorgeous looking book. And a really cool cover. And it's signed. And it's just going for $6 today as a one-shot. If you love independent comics, this is the time to support independent comics. And if you like this book right here, there are plenty of opportunities to find out more about the creator, and you can go and support them on their next Kickstarter campaigns or go to their sites, whatever the case is. So we got Snow White Zombie Apocalypse, this one-shot going for just $6 today. It's the same price as Depowered. And I'll tell you what, if you were to get Depowered and Snow White Zombie Apocalypse, I'd knock $1 off of both of them just because I want you to own both books. So you can get them both for $10. So it's 2 for $10 as opposed to 2 for $12. So I'll take $2 off just so we can move those books. They can't sit here anymore, unfortunately. The next book I have is Nightwolf #5. Nightwolf has been a huge success for us on Kickin' It. And I believe I have the first trade, which collects the first 4 issues, but it's by Rob Malteri. It's also signed by him. And if you read this issue, it comes with a bookmark. You can check it out, see if you like it. It really reminds me a lot of like Teen Wolf meets Game of Thrones. And it's about this high school kid who ends up finding out that he has he's a werewolf, and he's part of that lineage, and he's getting like trained to basically defend himself against a bigger enemy. It's a really interesting series. I might have the first trade still. I can check it out. I can also put you in touch with Rob Multeri, the creator of this series, and the brainchild of it. If you want to give this a shot just to see if it's up your alley, we'll do it all for just $5 today. This book for $5. And then I have Bulletproof Chicken. He's bulletproof. You're fired. From King Bone Press. I don't know what this is about. I've never read it, but it's just like a one-shot book here. And it's going to go for only $4 today for Bulletproof Chicken. How do you like your chicken? Do you like it bulletproof? I hope so. Grab it right now. It's just $4. Next up, I have Elysian Fields by Michael Oden. This is also a signed book here, and I have multiple copies of it. This is a book that's about, it's kind of like Mortal Kombat. It's about the guy who was from Troy. Brad Pitt's character from Troy. Achilles goes to hell and has to fight all these different gods and everything. And it's an interesting, take on that mythology. So Elysian Fields, this is a pretty thick book here. Let's open it up so you guys can take a look at it. I have multiples of these, and I'm going to do a little bit of a discount on this one. We'll do this one for just $10 today. Here's some of the interior art. A good looking book here. And it's going to go for just $10. So I think Troy meets Mortal Kombat. Go for $10 today. $10 on Elysian Fields, and it is signed by the creator. A lot of these books are coming signed for you guys too. Sales are pretty good so far. Where are you going?
Oh, Armand's calling me. I don't want to disturb you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, according to Gladiator, it's Elysian Fields are, like heaven. If you go to Elysium, then you're already dead. All right, I have AWF Primetime Saturday Night by our very own Joe McPhee, who hangs out on our shows and everything. And I think this is pretty much self-explanatory what this book is. It is a wrestling comic that Joe himself produces, and he uses. It seems like he's using. He's using computer graphics to illustrate this, and he's kind of narrating what's happening. So it's kind of like WWF, but with very robust women, and it's pretty. Looks like it's a lot of fun. Where the big girls play, Roger Kane announces the start of a tag team tournament where the winner will be the first AWF tag champions. Rumors about Slamazon not putting her all into being AWF champion surfaces. Has she lost her hunger to be on top, or is there something else going on? This issue of Primetime Saturday Night will continue the golden age of superpowered women's pro wrestling. This is going to go for just $5 today. We only have one copy of it, and it is signed by Mr. Joe McPhee himself. So anybody who supports this is supporting our good man, Joe McPhee. Now, the next book I have here are Scramblings of Bullet Chicken is off to Lorena. Awesome. Lorena, a lot of the people who worked on Bulletproof Chicken also worked on Depowered too. So if you're interested, you might want to grab that as well. And I'll show you Depowered one more time See if it's something that you might be enticed with. Here's the cover. It's got a very interesting cover concept. Here's some of the interior work. Chuck edited this, so you know. So this is put out by Jim Noble's company, which is Totally Rad Comics, and it is pornographic comics. There we go. For you kiddies. There's boobs in this. There's lots of boobs and awesomeness in this. But it's really kind of like a pinup book. And there is a light porn scene in here. And there's penis in here too. There's lots of penis and lots of boobs in here. Okay? So this is awesome. I mean, the penis part is I don't care about as much as I like the boobs part. But if you like boobs, you're going to like Rat Wars 2, which I am selling right now for $20. This is a Keith Garvey variant of Rat Wars 2. We have some other books here by Jim Noble from Totally Rad Comics, but this is just giving you a chance to pick up this book. This is just like stuff that I have in the collection that's been hanging out for a while, so I figured I'd show it off now. Why not? And speaking of, we're still right there. We actually have another book of his that'll come up later, but this is from Big Dog Inc. This is General Ginger, limited to just 150 copies from Big Dog Inc. It was funded on Kickstarter. So a twister from over the rainbow, a fateful accident in an epic journey along a road made of yellow bricks. You know the story, or do you? The name King's Prison is revealed, and his release is simply a matter of time. General Ginger's plan is about to take shape. Limited to just 150 copies. This is something really special from Big Dog Inc. We got cover art here by Kendrick Lim. Limited to only 150 copies. You can own it right now for just $20 as well. This is like one of those rare limited editions here. So there you go. Oh yeah, whoever reads Rat Words is reading it for the articles. What's up, Philip Ragusa? How you doing? And then I have another series here. I have multiple copies of this. This is called Genesis of the Unbelievable Fantastics from Kish Comics. There are the stories by David Kish and Jonathan Pierce, and we got art here by Michael Collins. I don't know much about this series, but I remember getting this book at a convention. I bought a bunch of these at wholesale from the creator directly, so this was not something I got on Kickstarter. This was just something I supported the creator with. And I have 5 copies here. Each one is going to go for just $6. It's a 3-part origin story of the genesis of the Unbelievable Fantastics, going for just $6. We got 5 copies of it right here. And then next up I have Warlash Biobertum. It's a one-shot. It's got a $4 price tag, but Frank Forte, the publisher, put a $10 price tag on it. And the reason is because it comes with a certificate of authenticity. It is signed by Frank Forte. There's a witness. You could probably just submit this to CGC and get it graded. That's why it's going for $10. So it's a signed book. I do have multiples of this, and it's going to go for $10. Warlash is kind of like Judge Dredd, a bunch of short stories, same type of concept, but a little bit different, obviously. We can open it up and take a look inside just to, see what it is. So we have multiple copies of Warlash, so anybody else who wants to claim it, feel free to do so. So, James, I got you on your copy. That's no problem at all. There's some other stuff here from this publisher as well. Beautiful book. I'll put another Warlash up there in just a second here. Thank you guys for showing up for today's show and for supporting independent comics. It's hard enough being an independent creator and trying to sell your own stuff. It's another thing to, get it, make sure people are hearing what your stories are about, And I have more porn comics coming your way too. James, I found another Warlash here as well. There's also Warlash Cold Metal Mayhem. It's another one-shot. Comes with another COA, and it's also $10. Let me know if you would like to add that. I'll put one aside for you, and you have first right of refusal on it. Otherwise, I will just put Biobirdum and Cold Metal Mayhem. Up here we have 3 copies left of Cold Metal Mayhem and 3 copies of Biobirdum left. They're right here for you. And then I also have Kitty Banger #1. We got another Keith Garvey cover. This is going to go for $20. Very sexy. Let's see what page 1 has in store for us. Oh, yeah. It opens with fellatio. That's awesome. And there's a very sexy girl on the cover. Now, since we have posted cards, I'm going to cover up all the bad parts. Oh, my gosh. This is straight up porn. And it's great. I'm all about that, by the way. I'm actually going to draw something in here so you can see what she's doing. So here, check this out. She is not naked and giving a blowjob to that guy. What she's doing right now is she's blowing into a microphone and saying, "Free ice cream." And if you look at her hand here, she's holding an ice cream cone. You guys like how I just turned it into a PG book? I took the porn right out of it. I Frederick Wortham the fuck out of this book just now. I'm so proud of myself. All right, anyway, if you guys don't know who Frederick Wortham is, he launched an entire war against the comic book industry in the 50s, saying that comics were like an endorsement of poor behavior from children, and also encouraged homosexuality. Open up this first page and it will do anything but. It is a very heterosexual first page. Fantastic. I'm so glad I have this book in my collection. Lots of beautiful women here. Look at that. You cannot go wrong, and there is no shame in getting any of this stuff. Go for it. The female body is fantastic. Porn is great. We should all be watching more porn, except for children. Thank God my children are not here to hear that. If you have a boner from reading this book, it's totally okay. I'm proud of you. I'd give you a pat on the back, and I'll be happy to talk with you about the birds and the bees anytime you needed to. I'm talking to you. That's not what independent comics is, but it's also still art. And I'll tell you why I feel this way. Because, again, this just shows you the power of what comics are. The fact that comics can be anything. It's not just, it's like movies. It's like video games. It's like anything else. It is an entire medium with multiple genres and everything. And that includes porn too. So I mean this very sincerely. Not trying to get you guys to buy this book if you don't feel comfortable buying it. But, just saying this is an example, a very clairvoyant example of what comics can be as well. And it's acceptable and it's, I think, tasteful. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, trying to get free ice cream, so hey. Kitty Banger 1, $20. Go for it. Next up, I got Fearless Dawn. We're coming back to Asylum Press. This is the same publisher that put out Warlash. And we have another exclusive cover here for the first issue. Fearless Dawn #1 is going to go for just $10 today. Really cool cover here. Let's look on the inside. He's taking a pass on porn. Yeah, he totally would be proud of me. Mr. Rogers would not be proud of me. Mr. Rogers would be scornful of me. There's a lot of violence and sexual content in all my books too. All right, so we got Fearless Dawn #1. Really cool interior artwork. Looks like it's got a bit of a horror theme to it. Really cool alternative art style here. And we have plenty of these in stock as well. If you want Fearless Dawn #1, it will go for only $10 today. So $10 on Fearless Dawn #1. Cool book right here. You don't have to like porn comics. That's not the point. It's not about liking it or disliking it. It's the fact that it has a right to exist, and it shows that other things besides Spider-Man and Batman can be done in comics. That was my point. Boobs, boobs, boobs. And I like boobs anyway. All right. Anyway, I have Avena Comics, Larona from the pages of Luca Forever. So this is Luca Forever 1. It looks like it's a wrestling comic. I'm going to read the back of it. Aliens, robots, and auditions all plague former wrestler Guillermo Diaz as he attempts to immortalize his name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Since hanging up his wrestling persona, King Midas, everything has not been golden for Guillermo Diaz. After a failed audition, Guillermo is forced to sell the last of his memorabilia from his time as Mexico's biggest wrestler. Just when it seems things can't get worse, the Cross Empire arrives and begins the invasion of Earth. Cool. So it's wrestling, lucha libre, luchador, and an alien invasion. Really cool. All right. So what's our cover price here? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing a price here, so we'll just do this at $5. I think that's a fair price. And if you want La Rona, you can get this one too. We'll do 2 for $10. How does that sound? 2 for $10. There is no difference, Philip. It's the same thing. Indies and independent comics are the same exact thing. Indies is just a shorter way of saying independent comics. Now, next up, I have Bigfoot Knows Karate. This is by Dan Price. Really great book here. Kitty, James, I'm proud of you. You stood out. And you said, you know what? I'm not going to be pushed around and told that I can't read porn comics. Yes, you can. And you know what I'll include for you? I'm going to include my little things here. So in case you want to read this to a younger audience, you can use these little post-it pads here, to let the kids know about free ice cream and everything. It's right there. I included it on the house just for you. All right, so we're going back to Bigfoot Knows Karate. This is, I believe, chapter 1. Yeah, this is issue 1. I don't believe I have a price on this. I think it's $10. So, and then I have one issue 2. So Bigfoot Knows Karate is basically kind of like Severance. Again, I'm going to say it's like Severance because it is like Severance. Bigfoot has had work done on him, and he's thrown into situations where he's fighting Cthulhu and other big beasts. And then after these big fights, they take him back and start doing studies on him. It has very dystopian vibes to it. It is illustrated and written by Dan Price, who did issue 1. So we have 2 copies of issue 1 that are going to go for $10. And then I have 1 copy of issue 2 which is also going to go for $10. So 2 issue 1s and an issue 2. If you get them both together, I'll do it for 15. So 1 and 2 at 15. If you want just 1, it's 10. If you want 1 and 2 together, that's 15. I think that's a really great deal. That would sell real fast at a con. And here, you don't even have to pay the price of getting into the con. I got you covered right here. If anybody knows con sales, it's this guy right here. And your mom, too. All right. Bigfoot Knows Karate. Lorena's taking the pair. That is a great deal. Awesome. We're moving those indie books. All right. So I got 1 copy left of issue 1. All right, we're going to go back to Fabrice's company, Fair Square Graphics. They put out a book called Beyondtopia Legends, which is signed in an exclusive from New York Comic Con, and it is also signed. And it has a price tag of $30. This one has a price tag of $15, and this one is $15. So this is issue 1 and 2. That's going to go for $15, and then this is the exclusive, which is going for $30. Now, why is this going for more? A, it's signed. A, it's also a New York Comic Con exclusive. These should be selling for more. Why? Because you're talking about limited print runs here. So it's not like Fabrice printed up 10,000 of these and is like, here you go. He probably only printed up a couple hundred of these at most and had it out there. It's the same thing I did with Warline. So here's a chance for you to own this book. I'm going to read to you what it's about. Bandits of Batavia, Amatidian, Pilagrosa, Prince of Ape, Witch Agent Gallica. From the mind of Indonesian visual artist Brian Valenza from Marvel, DC, and Image, Beyondtopia Legends is an anthology series blending a variety of folklores, heroes, and legends, all reimagined with a unique flavor. Co-spearheaded by award-winning Latinx author Henry Borejas, Helm Greycastle, Lavaz de Mayo, Tata Rambo, Batman Urban Legends. The series brings together the best artists from Indonesia and the world, including Sam Basri, who worked on Harley Quinn and Green Lantern, Gary Gastoni from Odyssey, Sweta Kartika, Kriswanta Y, Afif Numbo, and Aris Nakaabe, featuring stunning exclusive covers by Stefan Segovia, Philip Tan, and Karen S. Darbo. Beyondtopia Legends invites you to experience the dawn of the mystic universe. This is really cool. Legends signed is off to James. Very cool. The New York Comic Con exclusive. If you want issue 2, because you're getting issue 1, if you want issue 2, I can do it for $15. And if anybody else, and if you pass on it, I have an issue 1 and 2 going for $30. Let me know, James, what you want to do. All right, next up we have one of my favorite comic strip books. It's called Beardo. And unfortunately, I don't have all the first 2 volumes of it, but you don't really need the first 2 volumes of it. It is based on Dan Doherty, the life of Dan Doherty. Dan Doherty worked on 2 chapters of Marx. He worked on the 2 middle chapters of Marx, and he is a local comics creator to me. And he is best known for Beardo, and he has been for a long time. He's also done a lot of different stuff, and he's worked in different styles. But this is a sort of like a comic strip series, and it's a collection of everything. So this one is all about how him and his wife, who he's still married to now, how they got married. And this volume is called Till Death Do Us Part. And him and his wife are wonderful. They have a very beautiful family. They have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. And Dan writes about everything and illustrates everything. It's really great. And it's been published by the Chicago Herald for a long time. But it has since been taken down. So Dan, I think, does a Patreon now. But if you want volume 3, it's going to go for $25. I have volume 4 here. That's also going to go for $25. I have volume 5, also 25, and volume 6 going for 25. And the beautiful thing is he is really, you see the evolution of him as a person. So here he's getting married. Here he's learning to, become self-employed as a comic book artist. And here he's, writing about how him and his wife have their first baby and how they expand their family in volume 6. There's a real metamorphosis throughout the whole thing. And it's really funny. It's really, really funny, very lighthearted. And it kind of has, the workings of of USQ production meets Calvin and Hobbes. It's really, really great. Now, here's the deal here. Each of these books is $25, so that's $100. I get it. It's a big ask. So how about we make it simple? If you get all 4 of these, I'll do 3 and throw the last one in for free. That's just because I want you guys to enjoy Beardo. So it would normally be $100. I'll do it all at $75 if you want it. All right. Or if you just want any one of the volumes. If you just want this volume, I'll do it at $25. That's not a problem. If you want to just kind of dip your beak, I get it. It's a big ask. It's a big ask on that, but it is worthwhile. I will tell you right now, you will love it. All right, next up I have Michael Sangiacomo's Phantom Jack, and it is signed by him. This was published by Atomic Pop Art Entertainment and eventually moved over to Image. Now, Phantom Jack is about a reporter whose superpower is to turn invisible. And he gets put into all these kinds of weird situations. It's a really interesting series. I have this volume here going for $20, and it's signed. And then I have, the series was published by IDW. So we have the second volume, which is called The Nowhere Man Agenda. This is going to go for $20 as well. Now, Mike Sangiacomo, he helped out Brian Michael Bendis when he was starting out in comics. So they're very good friends. And he's also the head of the Andrew Siegel, or the Joe Siegel and Joe Shuster Foundation. Those are the guys who created Superman. So he's a really wonderful guy. I had the pleasure of meeting him last year at Fan Expo Cleveland, where he is a native and where that museum is, because that's where Siegel and Shuster are from. So we got both these books here going for $40. You can get 1 or 2. Tell you what, if you do them both together, I'll do it at $35. That's what I would do if I was selling this at a con for him in order to move volume. We'll do a volume price, volume deal. Next up, we got Broke Down in 4 Dead Bodies by Travis Gibb. From Orange Cone Productions. And I'm going to read to you what the synopsis is of this. This is kind of like a Tarantino-esque film, but presented as a comic. It's very cool, very hip. So, Broke Down in 4 Dead Bodies. This is a collection that features the first 4 issues. And after being separated for years to a prison sentence, 2 former crime partners, Randy Noble and Denver Lee, are back together for one final job. What was supposed to be a simple drop-off turns deadly as they find themselves broke down on the side of the road with 4 dead bodies. With police, biker gangs, drug smugglers, and their boss after them, Randy and Denver need to figure out who set up this deadly chain of events before it's too late. Now, let's see what the MSRP is on this. $20 is the asking price on this. And I'm going to throw in Broke Down in Cannon City, which is going to go for $7 normally. You can get it for free right now. I'll add it on there as a special thank you of supporting the creator. So $20. Awesome. Phantom Jack, both volumes. He wrote "To My Friend" on there, so you're his friend now. He didn't personalize it to me. He just wrote "To My Friend." Very nice. Thank you, Lorena. All right. I'm moving those indie books. All right, next up we got some cool stuff here from my buddy Pete Steiner, who runs a company called Comicer, and he has been publishing different creators, and one creator such as Ben Humenick, who is actually local to Jen King's neck of the woods. And he, yeah, you're his friend now. Broke down and no AAA. No, I don't have that. All right, but anyway, Ben Humenick, he's a great dude. I like him a lot. Very sweet guy. He's a charmer, that one. All right, let's read what Waking Life is about. Sometimes growing up means leaving your dreams behind. For Robbie Boone, childhood fantasies are giving way to a very real goal of being an animator. And he's giving it all he's got, even if he misses out on the rest of high school in the process. Enter the princess of the dreaming realm, Robbie's childhood best friend. Sick of being outgrown by human companions, she's determined to find out what's so special about the waking world. Unfortunately, that might be exactly what an old enemy's been counting on. Enchanted meets Degrassi, and a character-driven high school dramedy inspired by the classic comic strip Little Nemo and Slumberland. And there's a really good price on this book. Really great production value, by the way. First time I'm actually showing off Comicer books here. We have a few of their titles here. This is only going to go for $15. And it is a gorgeous looking book. And what a pitch. Let me tell you, that is a great pitch for a comic series here. Again, looks kind of like somewhat light reading. I mean, it is dramedy, so it does have some dramatic elements to it that I think will keep you at the edge of your seat. And Ben is a great writer. We have 3 copies of Waking Life, so no one's got to fight over it. It's going to go for just $15, and it's yours. That's it. We have a lot of stuff from Comicer today. But before we go back to Comicer, let's revisit Dan Doherty for a minute. I have Floppy Cop Volume 1 and Volume 2, both signed by Dan. And this series is about this. The first volume collects all 5 issues of the first Floppy Cop miniseries by Dan Doherty, Seth DeMoose, and Milena Deneno. Also included here is an exclusive bonus story. Join in the absurd adventures of a cop who is bending over backwards for justice, mostly because he has no spine in his body. But as Floppy Cop always says, you don't need to have a spine to have balls. Together with a colorful cast of funny characters, Floppy has to solve the puzzles of a new criminal crossword where Christmas might be ruined in the town of Triple Falls. Oh, we all know what cops are. So we got Floppy Cop number 1 and number 2. You can get them both for $40 right now. Or you can get, actually no, the combined value is $40. I'll drop it down to $35. I'll take 5 off. If you want one volume, it's $20. If you want them both, it's $35. The choice, of course, is yours. All right, next up I have The Casebook of Rabbit Black, Volume 1 by Kate Sharon. This is another Comicer Press book. Word on the street is when you got a problem, Rabbit Black's the one to solve it. So when Rabbit winds up murdered, but not dead, he refuses to take such a grave matter lying down. The thing I love so much about Comicer Press is they really are going for those alternative stories, giving different creators a chance to have their stories told. Some really great stuff here. And really interesting art style. And again, a very reasonable asking price on this book. It's just $15. The Casebook of Rabbit Black. This kind of reminds me of, what was it, Brick? Did you guys ever see Brick? Kind of reminds me of that film. You know, we got 3 copies of it. Each one is going for $15. $15 today. And then I have Lost Angels. I got 3 copies of this one too. Lost Angels. Alex Martinez doesn't get along with either of the factions at her high school, the humans or the angels. Welcome to the Silver City, an alien space station that crashed to Earth 9 years ago, obliterating what was once Santa Monica. In its wake comes a new vision of Los Angeles, in which humans live alongside a race of winged aliens that look remarkably like our mythic conception of angels. When one of Alex's classmates at Paradise High dies while taking the angel drug ambrosia, only Alex, the human girl who lives in the highest spires of the Silver City, can save the mystery of the drug trade and the buried secret that reaches from the peak of the spiral cord to the deepest recesses of old Santa Monica. Written by David Acampo from Sparrow and Crow and illustrated by Chris Anderson, Lost Angels is an immigration story, a sci-fi mystery, a coming-of-age drama, and a crime story, all rolled into one. Again, really wonderful back, cover explanation of what you're getting here. This one's going to go for $20. And let's look inside. Let's see, is this something you'd like? Another thing I'll tell you guys too, if you are catching the series later on, or if you're catching this episode later on, and you're interested in claiming any of these books after hours, you can also message me on Facebook or wherever and say, hey, Onrie, do you still have this? And if I do, I will set a copy aside for you. That is not a problem. I have 3 copies of Lost Angels. Each one is going for $20. Feel free to jump on board. The publisher, Pete Stein, is a really great guy. He does a hell of a job with publishing his books. Next up, a lot of guys have been asking, so I'm bringing back, I have the newest issue of Kickin, Solomon's Odyssey. This is issue 3. It is a beast of a book. I am not involved in this in any way, but I did edit the first issue and was credited. And this continues the journey. We're now on issue 3. A lot of people have been asking me about this. I have one sole copy here. It is the A cover. I'll see if I can get more from Dennis Robinson, the publisher. And I'm going to read what the back cover says. Each chapter in the Kickin series is meant to introduce readers bit by bit to the world, the way it works, and the horrors that are waiting in the dark. The entry is no different as this book builds an alternate telling of the Epic of Gilgamesh, while also incorporating Lovecraftian-style cosmic horror. Between the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest recorded epics in human history, and according to some, the first superhero story, and the tentacled cosmic horror of H.P. Lovecraft, there's a giant sandbox of characters, powers, and monsters for modern writers to play with. This book is meant to blend those two worlds together, an ancient epic with a little flourish of cosmic horror. Solomon may be entering into a whole new arena of powerful entities, but they would be wise to not take him lightly. The unrelenting fury of the werewolf will burn a path through all foolish enough to draw its wrath. Very interesting. Very good back cover pitch. This is going to go for $20 today. They only have one copy of Kickin, Solomon's Odyssey, number 3 for anyone who is interested. Phil, what's up, brother? Good to see you. And now let's go back to Comiker. So we're back with Comiker. They have another series here called Chimera. And James Tynan had something to say about this. He said, Chimera is a fascinating genre hybrid folding together science fiction, fantasy, and more in a compelling package. This is a story worth checking out. That's what James Tynan had to say about this. Haunted by their past, a crew of thieves is hired for a covert mission in the midst of a galaxy being ripped apart by an interstellar holy war. If they want to survive, much less succeed, they must navigate hostile worlds, vengeful aliens, a deranged demon, and betrayal from within. Okay. Really beautiful cover. I mean, this is just amazing. Comiker does it again. And let's look at some of the interior artwork. Really cool. The art really pops here. This one's also going to go for $20. We have 3 copies of Chimera, Book 1, The Righteous and the Lost. And Pete Steiner shows up at all the cons. He is a hustler. He is awesome. He's really working hard to get you guys good books, and they are really gorgeous graphic novels. The presentation here, top notch, top quality. You're not going to go wrong with any of this stuff. All right, now we finished the first board here, and we've already passed the first. We're past the top of the hour, so I am going to do FOMO books. But what we're going to do with FOMO books today is a little bit different than what we usually do. I'm going to showcase the FOMO books, and after I do that, I'm going to put them off to the side. I will showcase them again. You guys can ask me at any point, "Hey, Onrie, show me the FOMO books," and we'll do everything. Adam Skinner, what's up, dude? We're doing an indie book show today. Hang on just a second. It is FOMO time. It's FOMO time!
Is that an acronym for me getting a chance to play the Flash again? Oh, that's what it means. It was a good Flash! No one wants to play Flash comics on Onrie Show because of me! And I can't buy comics either because I'm a big weenie!
Oh my God, like, shut up already.
All right. Here we are. I have the Incredible Hulk 262 going for just $5 today. Fantastic Four 276. Evening of the Witch. That's also going to go for $5. We have Invaders number 41, also going for $5. All $5 FOMO. You can't go wrong with it. Daredevil 192 is $5. Deathlock the Demolisher number 30 is $5. Captain America Fighting the Porcupine. Would you believe it? $5. Doctor Strange number 16, Master of the Mystic Arts number 16 is going to go for $5. And then I have Howard the Duck number 16. That will go for $5 as well. Adam Skinner, how you doing, dude? Happy Easter. Is that appropriate? And then, James, did you want Beyondtopia number 2 as well for another 15? Let me know, because I know you called the exclusive of issue 1, but let me know if you want to grab the issue 2 standard that I have. That way you get them both. I got you down for the Howard as well. No, okay, no problem. You're going to see if you like it first. That makes sense. All right, we have 6 FOMO books left. You're grinding away. Good man. Well, like I mentioned, we're doing independent books today. And if you're interested in any of the titles here, oops, did I put that here? Sorry, guys. Hey, but I'm on the air right now selling comics. Can I call you back in like 40 minutes? Yeah. That means you're on the air too, but people can't hear you. No. Oh, okay. There you go. Well, it's funny because I just sold a porn comic. So if you did yell slut or whore, people would have heard that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm selling this book called Rat Wars 2, and it's totally pornographic. And anybody who buys this book will love it a long time. All right, man. Well, all right. Hey, I just sold that Rat Wars. All right. Well, anyway, I'll call you back. Porn saves the day. Thank you, James. You're a man of refined taste, sir. Okay, let's keep going here. All right. That was a very funny phone call. All right, I have another series here. I got a whole bunch of these. This is called Elixir: The Days of Death, and it is really gorgeous looking. Looks like it is a sci-fi series. Very cool. About like fighting demons and things like that. It's got kind of like an anime feel to it. And it is the first issue is going to go for just $6. And I have 9 copies of this book. It's going to go for $6 right now for 1 copy of Elixir: The Last Days of Death. If you want to see it again, let me know. Next up, I have Rat Wars 3. We have more Rat Wars here. Good Lord, the amount of Rat Wars we have here. Check out that background. Another Keith Garvey cover here. Oddly enough, this one does not have nudity in it. There's absolutely no nudity in this one. Yep, no nudity in this book. Rat 3. Okay, goes off to James. Totally Rad comics sell very well and always have sold very well on here and on Kickstarter. Thank you very much. Okay. I have Incident at the Game Store, adapted by Ryan Francis, also signed by him as well. There's a dude with Cheeto fingers on the cover. If that doesn't sell the book, I don't know what does. Incident at the Game Store. One day, these game stores are going to be fossils. They'll be like the Telegraph. I don't see a price on here, so why don't we just do this for $5? Yeah, it's $5. Just a one shot. You are a cover art collector. Goon Style. For simple readers. Okay, honestly, I would recommend one of the Comicer books. I have Lost Angels and Chimera here. I haven't read these books myself, but they seem very light and easy to jump into. And this one is going to go for $20, and this one is going to go for $22. So I'll read the backs of these books again. So Chimera, right here. Here's some of the artwork inside Adam. You can see it's kind of simple and easy to get into. There's not like bogged down by composition here. Haunted by their past, a crew of thieves is hired for a covert mission in the midst of a galaxy being ripped apart by an interstellar holy war. If they want to survive, much like succeed, they must navigate hostile worlds, vengeful aliens, a deranged demon, and betrayal from within. And then we have Veronica Mars meets Alien Nation in Lost Angels Paradise High. And it's about a girl in high school who's trying to fit in between humans and angels. This one's also going to go for $20. If you buy the pair, it would be $40. I'll do them both at $35 for you. And I have like multiple copies of this. Another book that I would recommend that would be kind of like the Goon, I guess, would be Bigfoot Knows Karate. I have one copy of issue 1 going for $10. If you're interested in that. Let's see, what else would I say is kind of like the Goon? Beowulf, I guess. Beowulf, I guess you could say it's also another light book here, and it's about a dragon that comes back, and Beowulf is basically like reincarnated in the body of a slacker, and it's a very lighthearted, funny, easy book to dive into, and it's only going to go for $20. It's got cats in it too. Oh boy. All right. Okay, I got Nomad the Unconquerable from Battle Quest Comics. You guys see them advertise on the air all the time on the Experience. And James, we of course know you are a cover collector and you're also reselling too at times. So you don't have to explain your reasons for buying any of the books. We're just happy to have your business, buddy. Appreciate you being here. Nomad the Unconquerable is basically about an old warrior, who is kind of making his way throughout the world, and it's really cool. I really like Nomad a lot. And we have books 2 and 3 of Nomad the Unconquerable. If you get them both, it's normally $20. I'll do them both at $15. Since I'm missing issue 1, and I can see what I could do about getting you an issue 1. If anything, maybe I can get a digital copy for you from the creator and the publisher. Let me know if you guys are interested in Nomad the Unconquerable, number 2 and 3. I have another series here called Alchemist, number 0. and number 1 of 6. This is signed by TJ Sterling, the creator. This dude comes to conventions and he freaking hustles and he works his ass off. He is awesome. So Alchemist is kind of like, what if the monster was actually the good guy? And what if the the Power Ranger or the Avengers type characters are actually the bad guys? And I'm going to do this issue 0 and this number 1 here. They're both signed. I'll do them together as a set for $10 today. So it'll just be 10 for the pair. I don't think I see an ESRP on here. There's one on the back. No, there isn't. So I'll do them both at $5 a pop. If I don't see a price, it's just $5. Let's look inside Alchemist. Here's some of the interior artwork. And TJ goes to all these conventions just like I do, and he hustles his butt off. He works very, very hard. Very cool book here. So Alchemist 0 and number 1 of 6. Get them both for just $10. Both books come signed by the creator. Next up, I have Clovis here. Clovis by Miles Greb. It is about, I believe this book is about evolution, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to go for $5. It's got a very interesting style here. I only have 1 copy of it, and it is signed by Miles as well, and it's going to go for $5. Alchemist is off to Lorena. You guys have made today's show a massive success, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys got me to trust my instincts here, and that really means a lot. So I have Rough Justice. This is a special convention edition by a Black Comics creator. Just put it out there. And I don't see a price tag on this, but these books are also signed. And this one has a card here. Coach Monroe is the creator. He's got his email and everything in there. So Rough Justice 1 and 2. We'll just do them for 10, I guess, because there's no prices on these. So we'll do it at 10. Clovis is a one-shot, and it is $5. Yes, it is a one-shot. Next up, I have something else here from the creator of 47 Furious Tales. Comes another epic comic here, and I have multiples of these. This is Reign of Ages. Signed by the creator. I have multiples of this. It's a black and white book. Kind of reminds me of, Red Sonja or, something along those lines. Yeah, definitely something along those lines. And this is the Capone cover. It's going to go for $10. Clovis and Brawolf. What's Brawolf? I already got your Beowulf claim. Do I have any trades up there? I do have some trades. Chuck, how you doing, dude? So, Reign of Ages, $10, signed by William Sam Quinton, the creator. I have multiples of this variant here. That's the Nick Capone variant. Chuck, yes, I do. I have a bunch of comicer books here. I broke down in 4 Dead Bodies, which you edited. And I also have Depowered. You edited Depowered as well, right? I got Adam Skinner on Clovis. Yeah, of course. Let me show you that Red Dragon book again. Comics Tribe. So this one is 45. This is A Fistful of Pain. It's got a open eye sockets here. Comes with a bookmark. It's a martial arts story, a about two sisters who have a dragon. That's going to go for 15. I'm just doing it for 20, Chuck, and it comes with the broke down and Cannon City. I'll throw that in for free. It's got a $7 value. I'm just going to toss it in as well because I need to move some of these books, and that's just my way of saying, hey, thanks for supporting the creator. Can you tell us all a little bit more about Depowered? Yeah, I got the Beowulf for you as well. You're good. You're good, Adam. Oh, you want broke down? Okay, I got you. Chuck's getting broke down. Didn't you edit this? Oh no, Heather edited this. Okay, cool. All right, I got you. Okay, so the price on the fistful, Phil. Before James inquired about this first, and I only have one copy, unfortunately. This is going to go for $45. James, it's your first right of refusal. If you don't want this, then I'm going to give it to Phil. If you do want it, I'll add it to your pile. Okay, we're going to claim it at 45. Okay. Phil, let me see what I can do about getting you another copy. I know the creator of this, so maybe it's possible. I'll see what I can do for you. Amazing. Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry, when someone is specifically asking about the book, I have to answer their questions first and give them the first right of refusal. It's the fair way to do it. Okay, so Chuck is saying Depowered is cool. It's about a former superhero who loses his powers and whose life is in the dragon as he does the Comic-Con circuit trying to get his life back together again. Awesome. So William Doc Grant says, Happy Easter, Onrie. Hugs from Hawaii. Hugs to you too, my brother. You didn't get a pin in the last order? Did I owe you a pin? Well, I'll tell you what. There's a whole bunch of swag here that I got this time. And I'll tell you what I'll add right now. I'm going to throw in for you and for everybody who has shopped with me today some free comics. I have Joan of Arc #0 from Big Dog Inc. and a copy of The Onion. That's going to go to you, Adam. Lorena, I think you already got it. James, I'm going to hook you up with Shahrazad #3. You can just get that on the house. Chuck, I'll throw one in for you too. Joan of Arc #0. And Chuck also gets a onion. This is the show to shop with me at. And I'll make sure you get this. So we got Depowered here. This is going to go for $5. So Chuck wrote a piece in the Broke Down in Cannon City. I love that one too because I can sell it at my table. Perfect. And you're getting it for free. Shahrazad. Yeah, Shahrazad. Sorry. Been reading the backs of a lot of books for the last hour, so I'm kind of down the drain. So Depowered #1, it has a price tag of $6 on it. And if someone grabs it now before the end of the show, I'll do it for $5. $5 and it's yours. I only have one copy of it. Okay, where do we leave off? I have Babes, Gore, and Dinosaurs from a publisher that Chuck works with called Ethereal Comics. And I was with a few of their creators last weekend at C2E2. We got a really cool foil here, which I'm going to do for just $20 today. And it is a nudie book too, I think. Yep, there's some nudity in the back here. $20 for this foil. And Chuck is the editor of that title now. Oh, cool. All right. Oh, you mean the Warline pin. You want me to? I'll include another one for you. I have so many of them. I got you covered, dude. Okay, where did I leave off? where are we going from here? I have Billy Boy #2 from Asylum Press, going for $3. Comes with a certificate of authenticity from Asylum Press, $3. That's pretty cool, and it's signed by Frank Forte. $3. Can't go wrong with that. I have A Killer and the Dead by Austin Janowski from Tiny Sky Comics. I got this on Kickstarter. They had a campaign that was running at the same time mine was last year. And they put together this really cool book about a serial killer who's going after people in the zombie apocalypse. Really cool. I'm going to do this book right here today for just, let's see, I don't see a price tag on it. So I guess it's $5. If there's no price tag on it, I'm just doing a flat $5 fee on it. And I'll tell you right now, I probably am losing money on this, but if I'm supporting the creators, that's cool. So $5 on this. What's Billy Boy? That's a great question. And it comes with some extra swag too. The Killer and the Dead goes to Phil. So Billy Boy, sorry, not Billy Bob. It looks like it's just like some like dark alternative stuff, Adam. I don't know much about it. Technically, I'm supposed to sell this at $10 because that's what it says. Now that I see the price tag on the bottom here, but I'll still do it at $3 if you want it. I need to move these books, so I'm not gonna. If I offered it at $3, I'll keep it at $3. I have The Fog Within by Sean Wood. Comes with some swag. Looks like there's multiple issues here. Got a number 1, 2, and 3 here. I'll do them all for $15. What's the book about? Let's see. After a catastrophic event, the ordinary man is pushed into the future by a mysterious fog. That's going to go for just $15. And it comes with a magnet and everything. And it looks funny. It probably is funny. It's definitely got a more cartoony vibe going for it. Fog Within, $15 if you're interested. Some cool independent stuff. Did I show you guys the artwork? Let's look inside issue 1. The Fog Within's a stoner book. Okay. Okay, Fog Within is off to Phil. Awesome. All right, we're going to Billy Boy here. I mean, at $3, you really can't go wrong. And it's signed. I mean, come on. You guys have been doing really good with this. I'm really happy. Okay. Teen Beetle from Silverline Studios. It's a foil book here. Number 3. Gonna go for $10 for a foil. And there's an ad for Shadow Comic Con, which happened on Saturday, February 1st, 2025. Own a piece of history for $10. Teen Beetle. I was interviewed by the creator or the publisher of Silverline Studios a while back, and they totally took good care of me. All right, James is taking Teen Beetle. That's gone. All right, Chuck, I have another book you edited. I got a lot of Chuck edited books here. I have Brink and Fitch, Just Want to Have Fun. We have the Chris Mad variant here. Just going to go for $15. And then I have this is about a couple of girls who get into some trouble. It does have some, sexy themes to it, obviously. Don't know who did this cover, but we'll just do each one at 15. And then this one's got boobs on the cover. If I lower this down, you'll see some nippleage. I think this is the A cover. And then here's that same cover, but not nude. And then I have the Steph Wilson cover. And I'll tell you what, I'll do this. I'll actually drop the price down to $10 for Brink and Fitch. Just want to have fun. It's a one shot by two folks who were supporting me when I first started out in live sales. Mike and Trish Bankston. They're freaking awesome. I love them. I miss them. And we're going to do these books here for just $10. Actually, it was Trish Bankston who first told me about how working with Chuck was like saving her money on therapy bills. She really liked working with Chuck quite a bit. Yeah, Brink and Fitch is a sexy book about two girlfriends who get into trouble and end up on the wrong side of vampires. Yep. So it's a fun book. All right, I have Massacre at the Comic Shop by Nick Ulanski, who is a comic book journalist. Galaxy's Comics and Games is a small hole-in-the-wall store where comic book readers and tabletop gamers can be themselves. When a mysterious Max killer slashes through his friends and regular customers, Eric, the store owner, must wrestle with some hard truths. Interesting. And it is a prose book, not a graphic novel, and it is just going to go for $13. $13 on Massacre at the Comic Shop. Only one copy of that one. I have Boston Metaphysical Society, volumes 1 and 2, signed by the creator Madeline Holly Rosing. I see her at a lot of conventions. I have a lot of respect for this lovely lady here. And she puts a hell of a lot of effort into the production of her books. Really gorgeous stuff. Really great. Very professional. Let me see if I can find a summary of what this is about. Just to kind of summarize it for you. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. I am not seeing a summary. Well, I guess I can read what people have been saying about it, including my good friend Dave Elliott with Atomica Press. With over, cough, cough, years in the comic book business as a writer, editor, artist, and publisher, which is true, by the way. Dave and I actually have a history dating back to when I first started out in comics. And he was very kind to meet with me on multiple occasions, and we had a few drinks and a few meals together. Really just a stand-up dude. I really love Dave Elliott. I have worked with many new and established writers and artists. Madeline Holly Rosing and Emily Hugh are the real deal. It's hard to believe that Boston Metaphysical Society was their first book series. With its spot-on writing and elegant illustration, it's got something that crosses genres and refuses to be pigeonholed. We'll see more of the dynamic duo. And he's very right about that. Madeline is still going to conventions, still going and doing Kickstarters. She's up there constantly pushing and working her collective butt off. Some really great artwork in here. This girl is the real deal. She has come to play. We have the first 2 volumes going for $20 a pop. I'll run you guys a deal. If you buy the first 2, I'll do them at $35 as opposed to $40. And you get both books signed. And it's Boston Metaphysical Society volumes 1 and 2. And then next up, if you guys are fans of the Flaming Carrot, I have the omnibus here. It is signed by Bob Burden, who also remarked it. This is going to go for $50. $50 on this, and I only have 1 copy. Boston Metaphysical Society is off to fill. Excuse me. Hard to believe this show is coming to an end. You guys have been great today. I have The Adventures of Wonder Duck. Oh, comes with some free swag here. Some cool stuff here. The Adventures of Wonder Duck is going to go for $16. $16 on this. I picked this up at New York Comic Con one year. Thank you, Adam, for blessing me. I do feel blessed. Jesus, where's this thing got to fly out? Make me bend over, why don't you? I don't like bending over. Wonder Duck, off to Lorena. And believe it or not, I did not go through everything. I still have more stuff. Let me see if I have another Wonder Duck. Unfortunately, I do not. But what I did find was another Billy Boy, the little sick fat kid. I have a number 1 going for $3 if you want it. Okay, I have The Things They Did, which is an anthology of stories from creators and what happened to them during COVID. It's got an $11 price tag on it, and it is triple signed by Dan Doherty and a couple other creators. It's going for $11, and you have 2, 4, 5 copies. I'll just mark it down to 10 if anybody wants it. It's an anthology, The Things They Did, COVID stories. How did people cope during this time? Interesting story here. My friend wrote a story about how her dog actually was very happy because the dog had anxiety, and then once COVID happened, people were keeping social distance, and the dog actually started to kind of come out as its own. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's hopeful stories. Okay, taking the COVID story. Got 4 copies left. Marina is claiming 1. No, you suck a Ninja Gaiden. Hey, shut up, Gert! Jerk! You suck a Ninja Gaiden worse than I suck a Ninja Gaiden. I have Fire Bitch by Kara Nicole. This is a really cool comic series right here. She put out a number of issues of it. I have number 1 going for $15. It is signed by Kara Nicole. I got you on the COVID book as well. No problem. Alfred Trujillo is the artist on the interiors. Sexy looking book here. Fire Bitch is going to go for $15. Cover A, and it is signed by Kara. I supported her campaign a long time ago, so I still have some copies. And Kara's a good friend of mine too. I love her. She's awesome. Okay. 3 copies of The Things They Did remain. I have 2 copies of Legba's Juke Joint, signed by both Chris Thayer and Ron Miltz. Reggie Dubois travels to the famous crossroads in Mississippi in 1939 to make a deal with the devil to be the greatest bluesman the world has ever seen. As with every deal with the deal fails to live up to his expectation. Legba's Juke Joint chronicles the evolution of American music from its roots in the blues in the 1930s to today, including the mysticism surrounding those origins. Very cool. Very cool. So I have 2 copies, and they're both going to go for $20. Both books are signed by both the artist and writer. Let me know if you're interested in Legba's Juke Joint. And then I have Now Born, Rise of the Letzi, the Chronicles, created by Peter Chizoba Daniel. These guys are over at New York Comic Con as well. It's a really big, shiny book here. Let me see. It's got a $20 price tag on it. It's a graphic novel. It's about the Newborn Saga is an epic fantasy series set in ancient Africa. Long ago, a great ancient evil sought to engulf creation. The Celestial Council came together and created a solution to this uprising. They created the newborn spirits, pure in heart and noble in the cause of regaining balance in the realms of existence. They vanquished the evil threat and banished it to eternal darkness. Millenniums have passed, and a curse aeons old is set in motion to unleash terror once more. Okay. It's going to go for $20. Like this Juke Joint, got one of them sold. Got one more available for anybody who wants it. Okay, we got two more books here. I have this really cool book right here called Who is Retro? It's issue 1. It's signed by both the writer and artist. Don Wen is the artist. And it kind of reminds me of like Memento and American History X. Kind of. It's interesting. But really cool artwork. Mostly a black and white grayscale book. I have 4 copies left of this series. And it's going to go for just $6 for the A cover. And then I have My Deadly Beloved, which is a Sons of Fate story. So this is Sons of Fate right here. And it is a samurai book here. And the creator, John Paul De Jong, he handcrafts every single book that he makes. He's got a print press and everything. And he actually manufactures each individual book. So each of your books come made for you, and then he shrink wraps them and everything. This is going to go for $55 today. And then I have the My Deadly Beloved, which is the follow-up here. This is the sequel kind of a thing. And I think this one is going to go for $30. So it's 55 and 30. That would be 85. Let's just call it $70 and it's yours. I'd be very comfortable letting it go at that price. I've been holding on to that for a while. So quite a bit of stuff here. Kind of sad none of the Comiker stuff left. And we also still have Lycan number 3 for anybody who wants Lycan. Solomon's Odyssey. And we still have Waking Life from Comiker going for $15. Okay, we're going to go with Who's Retro. Like that. Awesome. Okay, I have one more graphic novel I want to tell you guys about. I have a whole bunch of them. There's still stuff. We didn't get through everything today, but rest assured, we will do this again at some point. I will come back and we will do another indie show when the time is right. I think we just need to switch things up today. And I'm glad you guys showed up for it. So I have Monster Matador Volume 1, and this is a great series. I absolutely love it. I'm going to read to you what it's about. The near future. Kaiju have risen and brought death and destruction to our world. Now Ramon Alejandro Estevez Guerrero roams the earth fighting these monsters in the memory of his late wife and to make a better future for his daughter. He is the Monster Matador. And it is a gorgeous looking book. I absolutely love it. It is volume 1 of the series, which collects the first 3 issues, I believe. And the soft cover, which I have 5 copies of, is going to go for $25. So there's 2, 4, 6. Sorry, I got 6 copies of the first volume going for $25. And I have 1 hardcover. The hardcover will do for, it's hard to say what I would do this hardcover for. If the soft cover is $25, the hardcover I would think should be $40, but I'll do it for $35. I'll just put a $10 add-on for it. I think that's fair. So we got soft cover going at $25, hardcover going at $35. And that about wraps up this show here. That's the last thing I'm going to show you guys. You guys can always message me after hours if you're interested in claiming any of these books. I'm going to show off our FOMO books one more time for you guys, just so you guys have one last shot at them. We have The Invaders, number 41, going for $5. Fantastic Four 276 is $5. Daredevil 192 is $5. Deathlock the Demolisher, number 30, is $5. Captain America 285 is $5. Doctor Strange, Master of the Mystic Arts, number 16, is $5. All $5 FOMO today. And in just a second, I'm going to be doing spins for pretty much everybody who shopped with me today. So we're going to do it in just a second here. Yep, it is time. That's great. I'm so glad. Thank you guys so much for coming by to support independent comics. This really means a lot, not just to me, but to the creators who are behind these books. I had so much of this stuff, I was overwhelmed, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I don't know if I can sell all this stuff. I always get worried about it because I'm not like a big comic shop that can, showcase this stuff all the time. But I'm glad that we were able to bring it out today. I will recycle this stuff. I'll add to it. I will keep going. If you guys are buying independent comics, I will continue to do this. It is an initiative for me. There's a reason why I'm a super backer, and it's because I support these creators. I want them to succeed. I know how hard it is to succeed in this business, and I'm doing the best I can. But we had a really great show today, and I want to thank you guys so much for supporting independent comics. That means a lot. We can't do it without you guys. So without further ado, it's time to spin the wheel of Skidbark. So let's do that right now.
It's time to spin the wheel of Skidbark.
All right, Adam Skinner, we're spinning for you first. Adam gets a free Marvel comic. See what we're going to give you. You get Sam Wilson, Captain America number 17. That's going to go to you, sir. Lorena, you're next. Lorena also gets a free Marvel comic. Let's see here. You get X-Men number 3. That goes to Lorena. Phil Riley. Actually, I'll spin for James first. Free t-shirt. Huh. I don't have any t-shirts. $2 comic for you, sir. I have The Walking Dead Deluxe number 3. Second printing. That's for you, James. And finally, Phil. Doing a crush. You get a free Marvel book as well. Oh, everyone's getting free Marvels. Let's see here. Phil, you get giant size X-Men #1. There you go. Okay, you don't do zombies? All right. I will switch it up and do something else for you. I'll get you another book. All right, guys. Thank you so much for shopping with me today. You guys all have a great rest of your weekend. I will send invoices out shortly. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Take care. Awesome, Lorena. Take care. Hit me up after hours anytime. Take care, guys.